Ready Player One level. I don't know. Maybe that sounds crazy.
No.
Personally, I think that I don't know what the timeline is on that. I think it's probably further out than we'd all want, right? Like, but I definitely feel like that's where we're going. The pandemic accelerated that at such a high level too, like just the ability to do things like this, and it's more normal. Like, and it's just like, so I think that's the long-term goal, whether that's, 20, 30, 40 years out. I don't know, how long it's going to take. I think in the short, I don't know if anyone knows in the short term. I think, I haven't been heavy in Decentraland or Sandbox or, NFTs are kind of actually newer to me. I mean, like I said, I came kind of stocks and then crypto, and then only like the last few months started with Veve. Now I have some Opensea ones, and then I'm definitely intrigued to see what happens in the space. I don't, obviously Decentraland and Sandbox have the biggest hold right now. But I think it could change, right? The veveverse is probably going to be the veveverse might be the best of them all just because of the community they have. Like, just sheer size of community alone is going to maybe make it the most popular. Like, so I mean, just for like monetary investment, I would probably put money in veveverse over anything, just because just the sheer size of the community. Like,
I think, yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I think Veve is going to win, this, battle, if you want to call it that. So I totally, yeah, man, for sure. They have, it's just they have the licenses and whatnot. Strange, were you going to say something just now?
Yeah, I was just going to say he started opening my brain up to a couple of questions, I guess, to tie in. But I was just wondering, since he has a background in stocks, is that something he's still invested in? Are you invested in, Pokemon cards still, or where are your investments going mainly?
Yeah, I don't have Pokemon cards like investments. I mean, if I would have gotten early enough, I would have done it for sure. Like, I just don't have the liquid to get the cards that I feel like would be worth getting.
Right.
Do I still have stocks? Yes. The majority of my portfolio is still in stocks. But honestly, right now I'm in this tug of war in my my investment mind. That's like, I'm making, and I think stocks are great. And I think they're safer investments than Veve, and even than NFTs in general. They're probably safer, right? But the safer you get, the less reward you have, right? So no, still a majority of my stocks, and my stocks are risky stocks too at that. So yeah, majority of my portfolio is in stocks still. But I'm definitely contemplating how what I'm gonna do. The stock market's in a heavy kind of dip right now because of some fiscal policy issues, and it just, people are up in the air. I don't know how much you guys are in stocks, but
yeah, I mean, yeah.
So yeah,
Trading
Jerome Powell's
sideways.
being a whiny baby. So
yeah, I mean, stocks and crypto. It seems like a lot of things across the board that you can invest in, even sports cards on the whole. When you scale out and look, everything's been trading sideways for like 3 months.
Not Veve.
Not Veve, exactly. Yeah. Tells us a lot, man.
So the answer to the question is, I was actually, my old mindset 3 months ago, Dino, was going like, okay, I need to reallocate some money to max out my Roth. I want to buy these stocks right now. I'm going to max out my Roth first. And as I was reallocating the money the day after I transferred, I was like, oh shoot, I should have just put it in Veve. That's literally the thought. And now I'm like, oh crap, I might actually, I'm literally contemplating whether I'm going to withdraw that money and put it in Veve instead.
Right. I have.
So just wanted to ask you, it must be a little hard for you because, I think of myself as a collector first, then investor second. I'm pretty sure, and sometimes it gets hard for me to make sales of stuff that I'm really attached to. Being so attached to Disney and Star Wars, it must be really hard for you because this is for you. I mean, Veve is built around what you are really heavily attached to. I'm sure you have a lot of emotional attachment to it.
I do. It's going to sound heartless. I personally, I feel like I'm an investor first. That's how I view it. And so what I try to do, this is just my mindset, and it could be wrong, could be not, but it's just me.
No, that's fine. It's probably better off than where I'm at.
I like to invest in things that I enjoy, because
Right.
what I figure is I'll at least enjoy the journey while I'm there.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's kind of how I view it. So like, I love Star Wars. And so what I know, this is what I know. A lot of investing is psychology. It's all in your mind. And
Yeah.
you paper hand and you mess up because you lose faith in what you thought your first thought.
Right.
And so if I invest in something that I love, I'm not going to paper hand it even if it goes down, because I love it.
Right.
So that's kind of my mind. I always invest in things that I believe in and I love and I know, because then what it's going to happen is I'm going to hold long term. And so when I do need to sell, it does hurt. But at the end of the day, I'm doing it for my family and like to change our life, you know?
Right.
And so that's kind of my mindset. But that's how I do all my investing. Like a ton of my shares are in Tesla because I love Teslas. I love my Tesla. I think it's amazing. It makes me money and I'm going to do it. And I believe in the company, you know? So like, that's kind of how I've always approached it, but it will be hard. If I ever want to sell my R2, it's going to be hard. I should have bought 2.
Right. That's always the thing. Getting 2.
Yeah.
It's the budget. That's what gets me. I know. It's the budget. If I had a bunch of money, sure, I would get multiples. But it's hard. You know.
It's also fear of the unknown, because you don't really know where it's going to go. If we knew that R2D2 was going to go where it's going to go, you would have found scrounged money wherever you had it.
Yeah.
You would have did whatever you had to do to buy it. So it is kind of like fear of the unknown as well.
Man, I tell you, if I could, I would take a loan, but I can't. I can't do
Hey,
it.
when Jedi's come, I'll tell you where my loan guy is, you know.
That's
That's what happened with Steamboat Mickey for me. I was scrambling for a week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was making I was ready for Steamboat. Like I wasn't ready for Wald, so I wasn't missing Steamboat.
Did you scoop up an ultra rare?
No, I did not. You know, I scooped up a lot of comments and I stacked a bag for me. Like, but no, you know, the ultra rares, I was watching them at 2K and I was like, I don't know, like and then I just went all the way to 4 and it was done. Like, and I just didn't see the return on investment in my mind. Like, I feel like I could be totally wrong. You know, you could clip this and be like, well, you said that about Walt, you know, whatever. I just feel like I might get a better ROI on other things than on a $5,000 ultra rare.
Right.
You know, when I have 8 steamboats, commons and uncommons, like, so I'm like, I'm chilling with those.
For sure. So talk to me about the worst investment. It doesn't have to be on VV. It doesn't have to be, a stock or whatever. Just any bad investment. Like, what was the worst?
So you want unrealized or realized, like, loss?
Give me both.
I mean, unrealized loss, my Robinhood stock right now. So I'm down, 56% on one of my accounts, probably overall 50% I'm down, but I'm very bullish long-term. I think it's super undervalued right now. It's Robinhood being crapped on for no reason. They have $7 billion of cash and you're of a $13 billion company. That means you're basically buying a savings account when you buy Robinhood right now. Like, it's stupid how undervalued it is. So I'm totally fine. I told my dad today, I'm like, yeah, I'm down like 10 grand on my Robinhood or something, like 8 grand. And he's like, what? So that's unrealized loss. So it's not a loss yet.
Right.
My biggest lesson I learned was GameStop. I learned a hard lesson in GameStop, what happened with the squeeze there. And at the time I was a newer investor. And so I lost probably like 2 grand. And that was one of the hardest lessons I learned. I learned that unrealized gains and unrealized losses are not gains and losses, right? And so you don't make money until you sell.
Exactly.
And so that was a hard lesson that I learned. And I don't view it as a bad thing. I paid for a lesson. I bought a valuable lesson that day.
That's right. Paid your tuition fees for the season.
I did. It was an expensive
a lot of people did.
day.
You weren't the only one.
And that's the thing with it, man, is I started looking at it like somebody's going to get left with the bag. And that's how it is with all of this stuff at the end of the day, man. So
yeah, it could happen with the Rizos, right? And the Todds. I mean, I don't probably think so. I mean, I know that's like, that's sacrilegious for VV people to say that, but things don't go up forever, but maybe in Veve they do. I don't know.
What's going on, man? And to think, we don't even have as many people as we could. I mean, when Joe called around, the comic book stores, and none of these people knew what Veve was, that just, that's scary.
If they were smart, they would.
That was crazy. And it's just a matter of time before the word is out.
I think when after the East Coast Comic Con and the West Coast Comic Con, when the pandemic is over and Veve gets in there, I think things will that's when you'll know what's.
I hope they do have a booth. I really do.
That's the thing. They
have to have a booth.
They had them before, but COVID shut it down. Where the first one, there was no real physical. And they tried to do like a virtual thing. And then we had the last DCon, which wasn't Comic-Con, but it.
Mm-hmm. It was probably the biggest thing they've done, right? Since COVID, DCon.
Yeah.
So, okay. So if you were going to be rich, and by the way, you know what? Before I ask the question, everybody in the chat, drop a like. And I've got a link pinned in the chat going over to meet Kevin Padawan. We're chopping it up with Dino, but we're just so everybody knows him as Kevin, and we're gonna go with Kevin, but we're chopping it up with Dino. But a link to his YouTube channel, Meet Kevin Padawan, man. Go over there, go subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and then hurry back. We've got him for a few more minutes. So, all right. So if you're gonna be rich, but you had to work or run a business of some sort, you had to do something. You can't just sit and collect money. What kind of job, what kind of business would you run?
I mean, honestly, I'm a firm believer in do what you love and you'll never work. So I'm trying to do it right now. I love making Wi-Fi money. I love like flipping stocks. I love investing. I love making YouTube videos about it. And YouTube obviously doesn't pay me yet, but I mean, I'm gonna dream big. So I love being a business owner. Honestly, I love stocks and NFT investing right now, and so I'm going all in. Like that's kind of my mindset. Like I want to do what I love. I don't want to mess around with something that I'm gonna hate, and then you never know when your life's over, right? And then you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
We missed something. We got to go back. So we named your worst investment, but what was your best investment up to date?
Good one.
Oh, best investment. Probably a few things. Number one, Tesla stock. Should have bought it sooner.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it made me a lot of money. Still making me money. Another best investment. Probably when I started investing in 2020, when everyone else started investing in stocks. Right in the pandemic, when all these big name companies that everyone was like, and I'm like, Carnival Cruise Line's not going to go out of business like in 6 months, right? I'm like, freaking Dave & Buster's isn't going away. Like, airlines, I'm like, we're always going to fly.
Yeah.
And so people were panicking, and I was so new. Apparently, I didn't know I should panic, and I was buying in. I was just buying. If something wasn't 60, 70% off, I wasn't buying it. That was my criteria.
Right.
If it wasn't 70% discount, I wasn't buying. And then I ended up selling all those stocks 1 year later, long-term cap gains for basically 100, 200, 300% gains on my money. So yeah, I got lucky. I definitely got blessed. Those two are probably great investments that I did. Buying Teslas. I have 2 Teslas, 2 cars, probably best investments too. And when you live in California, they will give you so much money when you go electric that it's insane. Just writing me checks, like, cause I bought an electric car and then I just rent them out. I don't even, sometimes I barely drive my own cars. Another good investment that I made. And then Veve is probably one of the newer good ones.
What did you buy in the Tesla?
I started trickling in super late. I mean, honestly, I'm like super late to the game, right? Obviously. But I mean, fine now. I just held, right? I started buying in a little bit, probably like a month or two pre-split, just a little bit. And then when they announced the split, I knew I was on vacation when they announced it. I moved money around and I started buying in right then, just buying a ton, as much as I could at the time. So then I bought the whole, and then, you know, they ran all the way to 900. They did this big run up, and then they trickled down all the way to 500, around 550. So the whole way down, I bought Tesla all the way down from 900 to 550. I bought it all the way down every day, buy more, and then just rode it back up. So yeah, that's when I that's my Tesla kind of journey on the stock.
Nice. Very good.
So,
Do you own shares?
No, I messed up. At the time, like I'm a physical business owner, so I was so afraid to. I knew I should have bought. Somebody told I was going to buy at 380, and I didn't. And it's one of the stupid things in my life. Like, I could tell people what to do and how to make money, but when it comes to me doing it myself, I'm never able to pull the trigger.
It's hard.
You know. Yeah, it's just I guess from where I come from, it's just like it's so hard for me to lose money that I just I don't know. It's too
we all
scary
fall prey to it, you know, the analysis paralysis, the I'm stuck, you know.
Yeah, I've been man. I've been there for sure. So all right, so favorite food.
Ooh. Currently, carne asada fries.
Wait, what?
You never had carne asada fries?
No, what is that?
Carne asada. Carne
asada. Oh, okay.
Carne asada fries.
You gotta say it the Spanish way.
Oh, sorry, carne asada.
I got you. I'm sorry.
No, dude, it's all good.
That sounds delicious.
Oh, dude, they are delicious. Terrible for you, but amazing.
Well, what is it? Just to make sure I might have had it and didn't even know.
It's basically like a giant plate of like thick fries, and then they put a bunch of carne asada meat on it, and then like cheese, guacamole, sour cream, pico de gallo, and then you just like enjoy. Put salsa on it.
Like a taco on fry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm kind of.
So all right. So I know obviously you're married. Do you have any kids?
Yeah. We have one. I have one daughter. She's 16 months, and she's crazy and amazing. Her name's Alice.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Is she sleeping through the night?
Yeah, no, she sleeps. She's honestly so smart. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, thank God your mom's here. Like, you're so smart. Like, she learns so quick. She's like, yeah, she sleeps great. Everything about it. I can't take any credit. She's just smart.
Look, I'm going to tell you like this, Dino. Look, no two kids are the same. So if you have another one, don't let the first one fool you.
I know.
The first one was easy.
I'm nervous.
Bro, are you gonna have a second?
Well, yeah, we want her to have a friend.
Oh man, bro.
How many do you have?
I have 3, and I don't get sleep at all, ever. Bro, I can't remember the last time I slept like a full.
What's sleep?
Hours.
When you're a dad, you don't sleep anymore.
Bro, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. If it's not one, is then the next night is the other one. It's crazy.
I heard I was a terrible baby growing up too, so I'm nervous at this. If we have another one, we're gonna be done for. Like, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna pay it back. What I did to my parents.
All right, so talk to me about some sports, man. Are you into sports?
Dude, I am not into sports at all.
No, nothing.
You can tell me.
No Warriors?
Nah, I mean, I'll do it to make people. You know, I'll say go Warriors when I see someone in the hat. I never got into sports.
Wow, interesting.
Are you guys all?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, see, it's like almost bad, right? You know, I get them. I like watching them. You know, like with people that like it. I love to watch with people that are passionate because they'll, and I'll enjoy. I'll play them. I just never really got into watching them. You know.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong. You're not missing anything major anyway.
It seems like it's mostly pain. All my friends that are sports fans, they're always in anguish. Like, oh, they didn't win.
All you have to say, like, to join in a sports conversation, did you see that call? That referee blew that call, didn't he?
Dude, I'm good at that. I can fake it.
Everyone be like, yeah, you're right, Dino. You're right, man.
Dude, sports fans are the easiest people to connect with because you just like talk about their team and then they're off. You don't even have to say anything anymore.
Yeah, you just
Yep. Just agree.
Yeah. Oh man. Yep.
What about music? What kind of music do you listen to?
Hold on, wait. I gotta tell you guys. Are you guys all sports people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna hate this, but it's great. I was with my friends one time. So I have a group of friends and known them for years. So one of them, so they were all Giants fans, and then one of them decided to be a Dodgers fan out of the blue because he married a Dodgers fan and he wanted to like bond with the family. It was bad, right? So there was a lot of, and I'm the guy that doesn't care. So I show up to the party and I bring 2 jerseys, Dodgers and Giants. And every time the opposite team is up to bat, I go to the bathroom and come out and because I knew how much they were all mad at each other. So I just was like, just trying to make it fun, you know?
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that.
I'm here to serve.
Great, man. I know who I'm inviting to the party when I throw one, man. Kevin's coming through.
Let's go, dude. I'm always
Let's
down to
go.
party.
Word up.
All right, so music.
Music. Dude, I like a lot of, my wife hates my music taste. I like all kinds pretty much, except screamo. I'm not a big screamo fan. I just can't understand it. I love the drums in screamo. I'll give screamo that. I love the instrumental. I like quiet music, like really relaxing, like chill, like kind of indie. Like I'll be falling asleep in the car and I'll put on like I'll put on like John Mayer. I'll put on Johnny Swim. I'll put on whatever. You put on a really chill band and I'm just like wide awake. And I put my wife to sleep. I love relax. Like I love it.
That's dope. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So what about, you know what? We jump in the DeLorean, throw on the flux capacitor, and we're going to go to 3 points in time. We're going to go to back in history, right? Before you were born, right? So any time period before you were born, you want to go check something out. During your life, and then future event. 3.
Where am I going? What time period? Okay.
Yeah. What did you want to experience, see, you know, check out?
Dude, you know what, man? It's gosh, a time period. I don't want to live in this time period. I want to live in a fictional world time period.
You want to go to a
Bro, I would literally, if I could go anywhere, I wouldn't choose any different time than if I'm being perfectly honest. I love where I'm at. I love my life. I love the present. But if I could pick a time period, I would go or an era or a world or a whatever, because it's, you know, it's a podcast, right? So we make what it is. I would either be in Harry Potter world, like I would be a freaking student at Hogwarts learning magic, like straight up, like be chilling with Hermione and then Ron and all of them. Or I would be a Jedi, of course.
Of course.
100%. Or I would go to some time with dragons, but that never existed. So
They say dragons existed in Asia.
Hey, we never know.
or dinosaurs, right? Some version of it, maybe, right?
No, they say that they did.
Dude, let's go. I want to
Let's
go
go.
there
Let's
then.
make it
Whatever
happen.
time period that was.
You know what? We're going there. We're going crazy talk right now. We have 5 more minutes with Dino. So we're going to go and ask, do you believe in aliens?
I think it's definitely possible. I mean, anything's possible. I don't believe in them. I'm not like, you know, but I don't think that's not true. It's not possible.